Welcome to the Window Youth podcast. Today we are going to see different types of disinformation. So, imagine that you are waking up from the bed. The first thing you do is to take your mobile phone in order to check your social media. What you see is a post about an offer in the public transport that with a card you can pay only €2 and you can have access to public transportation for the whole year. You are very happy and you click on the post, you follow the forms that you fill. You see that the post is from a page that it says that it's from the public transportation company. It is not so, they don't have many followers, but you do it anyway. And then you have to complete a form where they ask you to pay actually €2 in order to be inside the pool of people that could have this card. So you start with a scam, and most probably you are starting your day with €2 at least, €2 less. This is an example of fake news. Fake news have different kinds, different types. So after this is an example of a news that is completely fake, is part of a scam that has as an intention to take your money. But then you scroll down and you see a video about the Romanian fans singing about Putin in the match of the Euro Football Championship against Ukraine. So you see the chorus of Romanian fans cheering for Putin, and you become very angry about Romanians and their lack of empathy when they are using Ukraine. Maybe you make a comment or you share this information, but this video has altered voice. So there was a editing of the video. They have added the sound, and it seemed like they were cheering for Putin. So there are two ways. The one that you check the information and then you have an honest opinion about what you're seeing. And the next one is that you start sharing the information and you are creating a mess. You are creating angry comments against Romanians in that case without any fundamenta. Then you continue scrolling and you see a video about a Hamas paraglider that is crashing into high voltage electric power and burst into flames. The caption says that this is a video from a Hamas soldier on the attack of the 7th of October. But you see that there are some signs there in the video that are in Korean. If you check it a little bit more, it is actually an actual incident, but happened in Korea. This is also fake news because the video is completely real, but the place is wrong. So, photo or a video that is real, but they say that the incident happened in a completely different place, it's also an example of fake news. You continue scrolling and you see a photo with the dictator of Chile, Augusto Pinochet, and together with the leader of the communist Cuba, Fidel Castro, together on a formal occasion. So you start commenting on theories that everybody is the same, that the totalitarian regimes are working with each other, and maybe you are sharing some information about this. In this example, the photo is real, but the date was before Pinochet had acquired power in Chile. That means that maybe a photo is real, but if it is out of context, then the fake news is also there. You continue and you copy paste in your social media a text that you have seen on your friend's account, where you say that you have the property of all the pictures uploaded on Facebook and you do not allow Facebook to charge you for its use. Maybe you have never read the regulations of Facebook before you have registered. Maybe you have just clicked a button, but you think that by copy-paste this text, you have the ownership of the photos and you are completely safe against any charging. This is also an example of misleading information, at least, that it is based on not checked information and on a misconception. So, these are examples of fake news. So a fake news, that it's a term that we use often nowadays, doesn't mean one thing. Doesn't mean that something has to be completely fake in order to be in the category of fake news. It can be something that has an element of reality, but it is out of context, or it is interpreted in a wrong way. Then you are in a group in your social media, you and your friends, you are following politics and you are against the government in your country. You share news, posts and material that is criticizing the government in your country, and you are sure that everyone has the same opinion. You have seen criticisms from many people, and you have seen very rare positive comments. So you are sure that people share your opinion. And then the election day comes. And then you understand that most of the people do not share your opinion, and there are many people that have an opinion that is different from yours. This is an example of an echo chamber. It's another way that you can have misleading information, where you are in a group and you share news, you share posts with people that share your own opinion, and then you reinforce this opinion by sharing it with people that have exactly the same opinion. Then, another way is biased news. Every medium or person that is writing something or supports an opinion. So other media do it in a more obvious way, while others in a more subtle way. But in general, there is not such thing like objectivity. This is not bad. I mean, it is normal that everyone has an opinion and everyone writes based on his or her own opinion. This is something that is completely normal. But the important thing is to know why media are not objective and in which way media are not objective. So let's say that there is a trial involving a multi-millionaire businessman that owns ship companies, football clubs, TV channels, and newspapers. The trial is about drug dealing through his ships. So you open his TV channel and his news websites, and imagine what? There is nothing about the trial. There is only a description about how his team was treated unfairly by the referees in yesterday's match. But everything is normal, as long as we live in a society that there is a pluralism in the media. There are other websites that you can use in order to be informed about the trial, if you are lucky to live in a society that has a pluralism of media. But you need to know who owns what and what to expect from specific websites and from specific social media accounts that share stories. If you know which part they support, which opinions they support, and which stories they share, then you can understand why they share some stories and why not. Another form that is related with biased news is the so-called propaganda, which is the propaganda made by the police, which is at the beginning of its police story. The main source of information is the police. So at the beginning of its story, we have the point of view of the police on any specific story. If we remain with this only source of information, then we are again victims of a biased information. Finally, we have as a method of disinformation, we have the so-called washing machines. So there are different ways of washing machines that can give information that maybe is not wrong, but it is provided in a way that would create a false image about a company, about a country, or about any other figure. The most common and the most known type of this information is the so-called greenwashing. So you go out and you see a very beautiful exhibition about climate change, very informative, very interactive, that would give you all information about the climate change. And then you see who is organizing this exhibition. In our case, the organizer is the petroleum company that is known as a company that does not accept to change its technology in order to reduce the CO2 emissions. So this is not disinformation because the information that is provided in the exhibition is correct, but it creates an incorrect image for the company that pretends to be green by organizing the exhibition, while in the same time with the core of its business, it does not respect environmental regulation and is not contributing to the reduction of CO2 emissions. There are different ways that this can happen. Another way is the so-called sports washing. So let's take the example of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has attracted many famous football players in the last years, most famous of them, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, and they want to create another image for the country, and in order for the people not to pay attention on the huge deficits that Saudi Arabia has in terms of human rights, in terms of supporting, selling weapons, supporting authoritarian regimes, etc. But this is not something new. This is a very old technique. It happened during the Olympic Games of Berlin in 1936, the World Cup that was organized in Argentina in 1978 under the dictatorial regime that was in Argentina at that time, etc. So sports were many times used in order to change the image of a authoritarian regime or of a corrupted regime that wanted to shed light elsewhere. There's also a kind of washing machine that is called pink washing. For example, there are news items that say about how LGBTQ issues are promoted in Israel and how Israel has a stance about LGBTQI issues that is different from the policies in Palestine. The fact that Israel is friendly for LGBTQ community is correct, but if in the time of war there are such news published, this is in order to show the difference between society and in order to serve political propaganda in favor of Israel in that case. Also, Kentucky Fried Chicken has monetized breast cancer through the foundation's trademarked Pink Ribbon campaign. So they have used this Pink Ribbon campaign in order to increase their market share, even if they themselves are accused of products that increase the chance of breast cancer. So these are examples of washing machines. There are different kinds of disinformation and different examples of disinformation, and we will deal with this in other podcasts, but this is a main framework of different ways that media or people can provide information but is wrong, it's partially wrong, or it serves a specific purpose.